Well, hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers. You are watching the CricketNext YouTube channel. My name is Kanar Bali, and we are here to talk about India versus Australia. Second test, day two. Day one completely belonged to the Australian cricket team. They were very clinical with their performance. At the end of day one, I'll give you the score recap. Australia 86 has a loss of just one wicket. That is Usman Khawaja. Wicket taken by, of course, Jasprit Bumrah. 33 overs in, Australia is looking comfortable. Marnus Labuschagne, who has been under the radar for being inconsistent for his poor performances, he has played 67 deliveries, scored just 20. Then there's this youngster Nathan McSweeney. Who made a debut in this series? He's on 38 runs of 97 balls. Both are looking set, but then day two starts from zero. They'll need to again set themselves. First half an hour, 1 hour will be crucial. I have with me Harshit Bisht here, and we'll discuss about day two. First of all, day two पे आने से पहले Harshit, your recap of day one. Obviously, the day completely belonged to the Australian cricket team. Where did India go wrong on day one?
I mean, day one, obviously Australia had an upper hand that they managed to dismiss India for 180 runs, and then they lost only one wicket for the loss of 86 for the 86 runs. So I mean, I would still not say that they completely belong to Australia because India was in good. India started good, but there was a collapse. So after that, India let the momentum shift in Australia's favor. And in the third session as well, even though Australia has lost just one wicket, their batters, especially McSweeney and Labuschagne, they did not look really comfortable at the crease. So India obviously missed some chances to strike back, but it was not that Australia was in totally upper hand. And I was disappointed, kind of disappointed by after that the Jaiswal's wicket. India had a chance to make a comeback in the game. Shubman Gill was looking good, Rahul was looking good. They managed to stitch a partnership, but then there was a collapse and things went other way. So similarly, I mean, I think that similar things can happen in the day two as well. Australia has a good start; they had 86 for one, but then India also was having a good start after losing the first wicket. So there was a collapse, and same thing can happen with Australia. And we have quality bowlers, I mean, who did well in the first test. So there's no reason why that India cannot make a comeback, and there's still a difference of 89 and 94 runs. I mean, that's a huge margin. It's not easy. It's not going to be that easy for Australia in the second test, second day as well. To dominate the Indian, they have to start from stretch. And like we have seen in the test matches in the last few years, every session is very equally very important. In every session, the match can change at any point. So Indian players will have to enter the field with the mindset that we can make us. We are still in the game. The game is still evenly poised. So yeah, I mean that's how it is. I mean I will not get too much into the first day proceedings because it was for me it was an evenly poised. Australia had a slight upper end, but it is not that India's totally out of the game.
No, yeah, I do agree. I do agree. Partially, I do agree. But then again, they are 94 runs behind. It's not less, but it's not a lot as well. Especially when you are just one wicket down, so that is a tough ask for the Indian team. They'll have to somehow, take wickets early on in the day to put pressure on the Australian team. But let's talk about Mohammad Siraj. Um, we did have me and Taus had a chat about Siraj last night after the day ended. During the Stumps live, there were viewers here with us who also asked their respective questions on Siraj. He has been very inconsistent. There was a viewer who said Siraj blows hot and blows cold at times. What's going wrong with Mohammad Siraj? यार एक मैच में कुछ अलग होते हैं, दूसरे मैच में he's completely all over the place with his line and length. कोई discipline नहीं है. Do you think this is the last straw for Mohammad Siraj before they move on to someone like Akashdeep from the next game?
I mean, yeah, I agree to that. This is how Siraj's performance in the last few matches has been pretty inconsistent. He was in the last two he did well, but and in this recent series as well. But in the recent series he was not able to perform on a consistent basis. Though he had a good game the first Test match, but अभी तक जो कल का performance था, he was not looking that great. And वो जो थोड़ा सा aggression जो सिराज का दिख रहा है, मतलब वो जरूरत नहीं था. Especially that Labuschagne incident जहाँ पे उसने last moment को हटा और सिराज it was not needed, but at least तो वही है कि हाँ जैसे कि आपने बोला दैट सिराज के लिए शायद ये लास्ट चांस है एंड ऑब्वियसली आई बिलीव दैट बिकॉज वी हैव टू क्वालिटी पेसर्स इन आकाशदीप एंड प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा वेटिंग फॉर देयर टर्न. So yeah, it's high time that Siraj needs to be at least consistent with his performance because Bumrah can't alone do the entire job. You need to have support, and as a senior pacer, as a senior bowler, you are supposed to step up. So Siraj needs to have some consistency with his performance. Even if he's not getting wickets, he needs to be bowling on a consistent line. Make life difficult for the Australian batter so that that Bumrah or the other someone else who's bowling from the other end can strike But as of now, Siraj looks a pretty shaky, pretty inconsistent. So that's not going in India's favor as of now.
Absolutely, and we have with us Taus Rizvi as well. A very good morning, Taus. Day two of the Adelaide test, of the pink ball test, day and night test. We have had a lot to think over last night. Sleep over the proceedings of whatever happened on day one. We discussed after the day ended. You and me, we discussed a lot of things at length. Let's focus on day two now, Taus. Your take on day two and the first hour. क्या इंडिया ये गेम अभी भी वापस खींच सकता है? वी डिड डिस्कस यस्टरडे इज द गेम आउट ऑफ इंडियाज हैंड, बट व्हाट डज इंडिया नीड टू डू नाउ टू गेट बैक इनटू द गेम, टू गेट बैक इन द ड्राइविंग सीट?
Morning, Kanav. Morning, Harshit, and morning viewers. Yeah, we are in a dire states. एक wicket है. I mean, it's not the situation would have been different if we had taken like 2, 3 wickets. Now Australia is in control. They will be coming with that confidence, and especially the matches starting at afternoon when the wicket is easier to play on. I don't know what's the weather update. There was overcast last night. In fact, there was drizzle. I think before coming, I saw some social media posts. So we might have some advantage, and we can use that advantage right now with fast bowlers, steaming in with the ball being still semi new. तो मुझे लगता है कि plan should be different. I mean, they should be more disciplined today. They should be more disciplined compared to what we bowled yesterday, Siraj and Bumrah. I mean, they were bowling on the leg side. They were bowling way outside the off stump. As we saw the stats yesterday, that ours bowling on the wide outside the off stump compared to a
Yeah,
Perth, which got us more wickets if we were bowling on the stumps, was
yeah.
more visible yesterday. तो मुझे लगता है कि ट्वीक करना है थोड़ा सा स्टंप्स पे बोल करना है ज्यादा एक्यूरेट रहना है एक्यूरेसी गेट्स यू विकेट राइट और आप एक्यूरेसी की वजह से आप लैक ऑफ एक्यूरेसी की वजह से देख रहे हैं आप सिराज विकेटलेस जा रहे हैं राणा थोड़ा सा विकेटलेस जा रहे हैं द ओनली गाय हु हैज बीन सक्सेसफुल इज जसप्रीत बुमराह विद 1 विकेट तो यू कांट
Yeah.
आई मीन हमारे बैटर्स ने एक अच्छा सिचुएशन एक अच्छा डोमिनेंट सिचुएशन को गिव अवे कर दिया bowlers again will have to do the dirty job but then that's how it is right keep
Yeah.
that focus. First session is very crucial. Get those
Hmm.
wickets.
Yeah.
क्योंकि आपको देखिए 200 250 तक सीमित रखना उसके ऊपर चले गए तो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू बाउंस बैक फॉर इंडिया.
Hmm. Yeah, I think 250 is that number that you should not let the other team cross. But ताउस पिच की अगर हम बात करें, आपने कंडीशंस की बात करी कि हो सकता है ड्रिजल हो, बारिश से इंडिया को हेल्प हो, बट हाउ डू यू एक्सपेक्ट द पिच टू बिहेव ऑन डे टू? यूजुअली वी हैव सीन पिच गेटिंग बेटर फॉर बैटिंग ऑन डे टू, लेकिन वो लेटर मतलब टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ फर्स्ट सेशन वो धीरे धीरे बैटिंग फ्रेंडली होती है. शुरू में मॉइस्चर होता है तो बॉलर्स को ज्यादा हेल्प होती है. तो how do you expect the pitch to behave throughout day two, and can that factor be a threat to India that it will get batting friendly more?
No, batting friend absolutely. Yaar. Second yesterday, Australia losing just 1 wicket showed that it is batting
Hmm.
friendly and also we getting out those two not not so great deliveries is again the proof that
Yeah.
it's still a good wicket to bat on. So we failed to
Hmm.
cash on it. I mean, शुरुआत में ही I mean जब बॉल नया था तब हमने विकेट नहीं गंवाई थी ज्यादा सिर्फ एक ही गंवाई थी अच्छी खासी
Yeah.
हाफ सेंचुरी की पार्टनरशिप हो गई थी टॉप ऑर्डर की तो सोचिए विकेट कैसी होगी यार जस्ट दैट वी डिड नॉट शो डिसिप्लिन
Yeah.
एंड गिव अवे तो इट विल बी इजी फॉर ऑस्ट्रेलिया राइट नाउ और हम
Yeah.
मैट में हैं अब it's important how we bounce back as with the new ball because we have four bowlers right now fast bowlers.
Hmm.
अश्विन will
Hmm.
play a key role अगेन क्योंकि
Yeah.
स्टार्टिंग विकेट है टर्न ज्यादा नहीं मिलेगा थोड़ा बहुत रहेगा बट अश्विन का क्या रोल रहेगा वो क्रूशियल रहेगा कि वेदर ही इज गोइंग टू बी
Hmm.
गेटिंग दोस ओवर्स एक्स्ट्रा ओवर्स और वेदर ही इज गोइंग टू बी जस्ट अनदर पैसेंजर इन द ट्रेन
Yeah.
एक दूसरे को देखने बाकी otherwise I mean
Yeah.
it's very tough right now for India.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you speak, I can see on my screen Ravi Chandran Ashwin bowling and warming up, and he'll have a big day. He should have a big day for India to do well in this test match. But Harshit, when we were doing the stumps live, me and Taus, there was a comment, and वो overnight भी बहुत मैंने देखा है. I usually follow social media after every day ends just to see what's the trend, what are the people talking about, what are the things that the fans are unhappy about. So एक comment आया था कि we are missing that Bumrah captaincy वाला match Perth because of the aggression. And I've been also, as I said, reading. And personally, I have said this a lot of times. I'm not a fan of Rohit Sharma, the Test captain. I don't believe he's a Test captain. He's a good white ball captain. Test captaincy is not his. I'll rather have him focus on his batting. जितना भी उनका Test career बचा है. But what are your thoughts on Rohit Sharma's captaincy on day one? In while India was fielding, obviously with the bat captaincy का इतना है नहीं role. But while India was fielding, one glaring mistake that I saw was having Nitish Kumar Reddy before Ravichandran Ashwin in the attack. You have already have three pacers bowling. नहीं आया result, नहीं आ रही विकेटें. You have a world class spinner. कोई part time, it's not a सुंदर कि ठीक है यार आपने नीतीश को दे दिया उसके ऊपर. जैसे रविचंद्रन अश्विन इन योर 11 you have picked him. आपने उनको सिर्फ एक ओवर दिया है. लास्ट में जाके सेकंड लास्ट ओवर एक ओवर आपने उनको दिया, जबकि वो एक ओवर भी मेडन गया और उन्हें थोड़ा वो जो ग्रिप मिली है और तंग किया है बैटर्स को. Overall thoughts on Rohit Sharma, the captain on day one?
I mean, yeah, it was not a great side इतना कुछ ज़्यादा, क्योंकि जिस तरह से अपने फर्स्ट टेस्ट में बुमराह का कैप्टनसी देखा, क्योंकि अब रोहित शर्मा वापस आए तो ऑब्वियसली कंपैरिजन अब रोहित शर्मा बुमराह की कैप्टनसी में होंगे, तो रोहित शर्मा की कैप्टनसी मतलब बुमराह की कैप्टनसी में थोड़ा सा क्लियरिंग डिफरेंस तो नज़र आया. और जहाँ पर आपने बात करी अश्विन का यूटिलाइजेशन की, मतलब मेरे को भी ये चीज़ लगती है कि दैट अश्विन को हमें थोड़ा जल्दी यूटिलाइज करना चाहिए था rather than giving him the second last over the day, because Ashwin is a very seasoned campaigner, right? Ashwin has played all over the world, he has picked up wicket all over the world, राइट. ठीक है, लास्ट सीरीज में उनका तब अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस नहीं था, बट स्टिल अश्विन इज अ वर्ल्ड क्लास बॉलर, राइट? ही कैन rip apart any opposition batting lineup. और जिस तरह से मानस लेबुशेन का फॉर्म है या मैक्सविनी का जो भी सेकंड टेस्ट मैच है, तो वो भी कुछ ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस लेकर नहीं आ रहा और कुछ ऐसा फॉर्म भी कुछ ऐसा खास नहीं है, तो वहाँ पर अश्विन का यूटिलाइजेशन, अश्विन वहाँ पे विकेट ले सकता था. इंडिया मिस्ड अ ट्रिक, बट होपफुली आज जो सेकंड डे प्ले होगा वहाँ पर अश्विन का हम सारा यूज देखेंगे. एंड सी, Bumrah is doing well, but apart from that, others need to step up. And among the bowlers that we have in the radar at the moment, Ashwin is the most experienced one, right? So जब आपके पास एक्सपीरियंस है, यू एक्सपेक्ट द गाइज टू परफॉर्म, बट वो परफॉर्म तब करेगा जब आप उसे ज्यादा चांसेस दोगे. रोहित शर्मा की कैप्टनसी में पिछले कुछ टेस्ट मैचेस में मैंने देखा है कि दैट अश्विन का उन्होंने यूज करने में काफी देर लगाई, बीट बांग्लादेश सीरीज, बीट न्यूजीलैंड सीरीज. तो अश्विन को आपको लाना पड़ेगा. अश्विन इवन दो अगर उसके पास अभी कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है, ही इज स्टिल योर मोस्ट डिपेंडेबल बॉलर, ही इज अ प्रॉपर मैच विनर, दैट ही इज द मोस्ट कंसिस्टेंट बॉलर दैट यू हैव इन द हैड इन द लास्ट डेकेड. सो राइट, अश्विन का रोल मुझे ज्यादा नजर आता है, स्पेशली अभी क्योंकि कंडीशंस अभी वहाँ पे प्रॉपर धूप अच्छी नजर आ रही है. अश्विन का रिकॉर्ड अच्छा है. अश्विन कैन ट्रबल players like Smith and players like Labuschagne. So he needs to be, given more overs, because ultimately अगर सिराज का कंसिस्टेंसी का प्रॉब्लम है, या नीतीश राणा का कोई प्रॉब्लम, नीतीश रेड्डी का कोई प्रॉब्लम है, तो एटलीस्ट यू नीड समबडी टू मेंटेन द इक्वल प्रेशर from one side along with Jasprit Bumrah. So अश्विन का मुझे लगता है अश्विन को थोड़ा सा बेटर यूटिलाइजेशन करना पड़ेगा रोहित शर्मा को, if India wants to get a result in our favor.
Absolutely, I fully agree. So, Taus, do you start the day with Bumrah and Ashwin, or do you start the day with Bumrah and Siraj, and then first chain should be Ashwin, or second chain Bumrah, Siraj, Harshit Rana, and then Ashwin?
Yeah, I'm not convinced with सिराज यार. मैं तो ओवर ही नहीं दूं, मैं कैप्टन रहूंगा तो. मतलब that's a punishment for him. That should be a punishment for him right now. यार, whatever opportunities, whatever balls you got, and you started bowling wide again, like how you were in India.
Yeah.
Harshit Rana for me, Bumrah for me, because Harshit Rana at least he's teaming and he's showing that energy, he's showing that potential. While Bumrah, obviously, you have to go with the two in-form bowlers right now. Somebody who's hitting the deck hard. You have to trouble the batsman, keep the batters on the toes. How? I mean, you're fresh and energy. Yeah, obviously, Siraj still can be an option. I mean, I'm not ruling him out completely, because one good ball from Siraj can change the game, and you never know when he bowls that good ball. It's so unpredictable of him, and that is one of the reasons why people are not liking him. That he's not consistent. So yeah, Ashwin can come a bit later in the day, but to start with, because the bowlers are fresh, it's Australia at the end. I mean, you saw the bounce that still the bowlers are getting. So one Jaffa like a Rishabh Pant from any of the bowler, and which is I'm expecting more from Harshit Rana.
Hmm.
I think we can go with that. With fast
Yeah.
bowlers initially, then Ashwin can come into play later in the day because the ball is, I mean, still वो moisture उसको भी पड़ गया होगा AC में रखते रखते.
Yeah, but do you think Indian bowlers were Taus, do you think Indian bowlers were short, very short on day one? They could have gone more fuller with their deliveries क्योंकि जो जो बॉल फुल गई है वो ड्राइव्स के लिए इनवाइट किया है और obviously ड्राइव्स भी लगी हैं, the batters were good, but then there were also very close calls, some very close calls जो obviously nick होने से बहुत close ball बची है. Do you think they should be fuller on day two or rather shorter on day two?
Yeah, I was surprised yesterday उन लोगों ने full नहीं डाला. Fuller, not even fuller completely. At length, good length. तो वहां पर
Hmm.
उन्होंने कल कम डाला, शॉट ज्यादा डाला. तो सी जितना आगे डालोगे उतना ही चांसेस है. yesterday I said कि I mean it's difficult to batters to play on front
Yeah,
foot because you lose your balance most of the time. It's easier to play on the back foot because you know the ball is coming late and you can play shots wherever you want unless the ball is a ball at 181 kilometers per hour like Siraj at every year. If you know the meme, what's going around right now, there was some glitch in of 181. If you bowl that kind of short pitch deliveries with that
yeah,
speed, I
pace.
am no bowler, yeah, with that pace,
Yeah.
no batter will be able to face that short ball. But if you're bowling that with 135, one 140 plus
Hmm.
is good at least, but consistency you can't become predictable bowling short and short after short, and then where the batsman can just pull you over to deep square leg boundary. तो उसे बनता नहीं.
Yeah.
You have to keep on playing the ball up. और also I mean यूज क्या है पिंक बॉल का, अगर आप उसको आगे डाल के स्विंग नहीं करा रहे हो, स्विंग की वजह से ही तो पिंक बॉल, आई मीन द बैटर्स गेट अपसेट और आई मीन अनप्लेएबल, bowlers get unplayable. So अब आगे
Yeah.
डालोगे तो ही स्विंग मिलेगा, अदरवाइज इट्स बिकॉज ऑल्सो यू गेट चांसेस ऑफ गेटिंग एलबीडब्ल्यू. या शॉट डाल के थोड़ी एलबीडब्ल्यू
Hmm.
मिलेगा.
या या वो है बॉल जितनी बाउंस क्योंकि पिच पे भी बाउंस है. हर्षित, व्हाट्स द राइट लेंथ टू हिट? लाइन तो हमें पता है, होपफुली सिराज को भी पता हो, लेकिन व्हाट्स द राइट लेंथ टू हिट ऑन दिस ट्रैक?
आई मीन आपको आगे डालना पड़ेगा, आगे अगर आप डालेंगे तभी, जैसे था उसने बोला, यू विल हैव चांसेस कि आप पैड्स पे स्ट्राइक करो, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली फर्स्ट टेस्ट में जब हमने देखा इंडियन बॉलिंग विकेट टू विकेट हमने काफी ज्यादा बॉलिंग कराई थी और उसका हमें एडवांटेज भी मिला. राइट, वी मैनेज टू अनसेटल स्मिथ अर्ली इन द इनिंग्स, वी मैनेज टू अनसेटल ट्रेविस हेड, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली क्या होगा कि अगर बैट्समैन ने मिस किया तो अल्टीमेटली यू विल हैव अ चांस टू गेट एलबीडब्ल्यू, हैव अ चांस टू गेट a leg a clean bolt. So you need to stick on that lines, and ultimately last कल जो ये था हमारे इतने plans click नहीं करे, but you have done well in the first test, you know how it is done. So you need to get back to the basics, you need to apply the same things that have worked for you, and Siraj needs to step up. I mean, without Siraj, see, Siraj is playing in this test match. He is one of the senior most bowlers in the squad. Without him, India cannot win this test match. Bumrah alone can't win. Your Harshad Rana alone can't win. It has to be a team combination. And Siraj, being the senior pro, has to accept that अल्टीमेटली फालतू को एग्रेशन दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है. वहां पर दिखाओ जहाँ पे नीड पड़ेगी. यू आर ट्राइंग टू अनसेटल Labuschagne, but Labuschagne is that guy. He's a proper test match bowler who knows how to bat for long, long hours. You're not gonna do that by throwing a ball at him. You'll even charge him more. And also India needs to understand that Labuschagne or a Smith or a McSweeney, they're not in good form, right? आप उनको वो चांस नहीं देना चाहोगे कि आप वो सेटल हो जाएं, वो बड़ा स्कोर करें, because if they manage to score a big runs in this test match, India's gonna face a lot of problems in the coming match, because these are kind of players who just need an innings to rebuild their confidence. Right, so India needs to, the first session is going to be very crucial for India. They need to, charge up, come up fresh, come up and strike to hit the right lengths to, get the wickets as early as possible, because ultimately batting conditions अच्छी होने वाली हैं. अगर आपने चांस दिया लबुशेन को, आपने चांस दिया मैक्सवेनी को या स्मिथ को सेटल होने का, दे कैन बैट थ्रू आउट द डे. एंड बहुत टाइम है 10 मैचेस में, आप उनको ये टाइम अफोर्ड, आपके पास वो लग्जरी नहीं, आप अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते, यू टू गिव देम स्कोर बिग रन्स, बिकॉज दैट्स गोना बी having not impact on not just this match but in the coming matches as well.
And I think India needs to repeat what they did in Perth. They need to come out at the right time to bat in the second innings when the pitch is very, very, very बैटिंग फ्रेंडली, जो जायसवाल और राहुल ने पूरा जिसका यूटिलाइज किया था पर्थ में. बट द मैच इज अबाउट टू स्टार्ट एंड बिफोर वी एंड दिस लाइव, our usual tradition of Taus, your prediction for the first session. What's your gut feel? कितने विकेट्स, कितने रन्स? 94 की ट्रेल रह गई है ऑस्ट्रेलिया की, एक ही विकेट डाउन है.
नहीं यार, ये लोग कर लेंगे यार. ये लोग, आई हैव अ फियर. इनफैक्ट पर्थ के बाद ही लगे पर्थ वाज अ मिरेकल द वे Perth. Australia playing at home, right? 80 for no for one wicket. They would go for another at
Taus,
least two.
there's some issue with your network. आपकी वॉइस क्रैक हो रही है. They could go for some other. दो विकेट्स,
2 विकेट ही जाएगी उसकी.
2 विकेट इस सेशन में, 2 विकेट.
40.
हर्षित, 140 for 2, 86 for 1 है, आप कह रहे हो 140 for 2 by the end of this session. Fair enough. Harshit, your gut feel.
I mean, I think that India will make a comeback in this the first session and at least strike a couple of wickets. So I think around 60 runs more for Australia and a couple of wickets for India. I mean, 1 wicket of Marnus Labuschagne. I mean, I think that Labuschagne will manage to take Labuschagne's wickets in the first session. So around 60 runs, around 130, 150 at the end of the first session, or for a loss of 3 wickets. I mean, that's my prediction.
Well, anyway, short to 4 to 5 wickets in this session, and India is in trouble. They need at least 4 to 5 wickets in this session if they want to stay in this game. But the match is about to start. The players are running onto the field. The Indian team, hopefully, they'll be charged up. They'll be active. Rohit Sharma, the captain, needs to be active. This match will not go in your favor if you are a laid back captain. This is somewhere you need to, be on your toes and be in their head, in the batter's head. Something Bumrah-Kohli did very well in the first test, and Rohit has the capability. He can. He needs to be proactive, not reactive as a captain. But thank you so much, South. Thank you so much, Harshit, for connecting with us. Thank you so much to all our viewers. Please do enjoy the match. We'll see you at the tea break, and it's a day and night test match. So tea break hogi 11:30 baje, 40-minute break. We'll see you there. We'll talk about the first session, 11:30 a.m. Until then, do take care of yourself and enjoy the match.